Go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Druid's Table. Tonight, will you survive the wild, weird West and post-apocalyptia as we talk about Deadlands, Savage Worlds, and Fallout the TTRPG. I'm Dan.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Michelle.
Let's clink and drink.
I like it. Clink and drink.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, let's get started.
Tag, you're it.
Yeah. All right. First thing we're going to be talking about is Deadlands for Savage Worlds RPG. This is a very fun setting. I ran it recently, relatively speaking, at a con, EcclesiaCon. Shout out to DM Tales if you get a chance to check out his stuff. But he hosted Avenue Studios at a con that he did locally. We had a great time. But I ran, using Deadlands, I ran a reverse train robbery. Yeah, we'll call it that. It was a good time. But the setting itself is filled with cowboys and zombies, undead, among other things, your normal banditry and horse thieves and stuff like that. So you can just use these rules for regular Western things, or you can use them for the weird West it's built for. And it's actually done really well. Savage Worlds is a lot of fun with the exploding dice, great for storytelling. The attributes make sense, and so it really comes together with role playing. I enjoy Savage Worlds. It's fantastic for one shots. So if you're ever looking for a one shot system, Savage Worlds is a hot one to go to. The lore itself is really well done. I like the magic. They use ghost rock, so it's like the spirits have infused into the rocks as there's been things that are happening. I don't want to give away too much. If you guys get a chance to check it out.
Links in the description as always for both Savage Worlds and Fallout.
Yeah. It's what's it called when you alter history? It's the
alternate history.
Alternate history. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But like California has split away from America, and there's this huge like area where there's a ravine, and that's a huge area where like ships and pirates. So there's like a pirate feel in that area. A lot of Oriental ships are in that area due to the expansion out west with Oriental mining and all of that and stuff like that.
What time frame is this?
Oh, you would ask me that. I want to say.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I saw things about 1800s.
1871.
It feels like Sleepy Hollow.
1880. I see something about.
Yeah.
The history is not our own. Is the first sentence here. What I really like about the Savage Worlds books is they are. Excuse me, guys. They're enjoyable to read. Dan and Kristen have gone dark. Just so you know.
Oh, Daniel and Kristen.
The
come
camera?
back.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
still here.
No, we're good.
I got you.
She had a transition.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Oh.
We're all good.
This
Just
is
kidding.
live.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not
Thank you,
dead.
thank you,
Cephas.
Cephas.
Jinx.
It is fantastic for a campaign. Grimwood Games brings up Savage Worlds in general. For long-term campaigns, I found to be a little bit more strenuous on the Dungeon Master's side, but it still does work, but for one shots, some shots, short campaigns, fantastic. You tell stories and scenes and situations, and then you move. There isn't a lot of. You can focus on like travel between situations and scenes, but it's not a big focus.
What are the difficulties you run into? Is it the balancing combats or?
Yeah, balancing is a good because as they get really powerful, there's a lot to access to. It's just a lot more prep work. Really, when it comes down to it, it's just a lot more prep work on the DM. But if you're using a setting like a pre-made setting, or you're following like the night train that's made for Deadlands, it's all there, so it's not as difficult. It's more of like the Fallout setting that we did. Shout out if you guys had a chance. We ran Fallout in Savage Worlds for our AfterQuest. It was a great time. But I made all that myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that, and it is a lot of work, and long term that is not necessarily sustainable. But
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the book itself has really beautiful art. Kristen was looking through some of it, and she was like, "Oh, this has like a Fallout Western feel," and things like that. The undead's a lot of fun. Cephas, Freya does not look excited about this system.
She's tired. We were at a birthday party today.
She had a lot of work to do, being an annoying dog.
So we've made some characters within this system. Part of it just fun. I like making characters in different systems to kind of see how they work and stuff. And hers is fun.
You want to guess what mine was?
Centaur.
There is centaurs in Savage Worlds, but not in Deadlands. I'm going to put my foot down right now.
I love how they say
we
it.
did the best possible combination. I tried, Kristen. I really did.
She made a Native American who had like ties in with the spirits, so she had kind of like some magical powers based on ancestral spirits kind of things.
Nice.
And then her animal companion was a paint horse. So they were like two
classic.
peas in a pod and stuff like that.
Close as
Like
we could do.
Spirit,
Yeah.
Stallion, and
Yeah.
Cimarron
Exactly.
or whatever.
So it was really fun. So storytelling, it was a blast to play
Yeah.
around with, and we had a good time. Combat is fast, furious, and fun. It's very easy to kill characters.
Yes.
So
Well, swingy is what we found, which I think is intentional in a way.
yeah,
with
which is
exploding
fun.
dice.
Well, and then you had guns to the mix.
Right.
And that,
I roll really well
right.
in Savage.
You
Worlds.
did.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
very
rid of that
exciting.
D20, and she does great.
Watch AfterQuest if you want to see me roll really well.
Yes.
This is true.
Watch
the
Bomb
Savage
Squad if you don't.
Exactly.
Oh, Oh, it's so fun. But it's not just zombies. It's very steampunky. So you have
I was seeing there's
love
like
it.
one of the art. What was that page? It had the helicopter, like steampunk helicopter.
gyro
in the back.
like copter thing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. We'll
Yeah.
shout it out if we see it.
There's some cool
motorcycle.
stuff. So most of the events the biggest event that sticks out is-
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea style.
Yeah, it has some of that too. Yeah, the most notable of these is that the Civil War dragged on for way longer than it did in our current history. Let's see, things escalated after the Great Quake, which is an event that happened. So if you want to know about that, in of 1868, it sundered California into a maze of labyrinth sea canyons and exposed a new superfuel called ghost rock.
Super cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So it's like, and the ghost rock is used highly explosive. So it's used in a lot of the steampunk inventions and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this game has mad scientists, which is really fun to run. There's still magic. You can be a blessed priest who has, calls upon deity powers. What's really fun is the huckster. You can be a card slinger, and you can enter into doing duels, card games.
Cards, right?
Well, yes, there's that, but you can also play cards against the devil who you've made a deal with.
Ah,
And so if you beat him, you can gain perks and abilities, and if you fail, he starts to take control of you.
That's epic.
nice.
It is actually really cool.
Crossroads Devil style
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I always love that.
Which is really
Yeah.
fun. Now, not everybody enjoys that because at a table, what that means I could be in the middle of combat and I enter into an alter reality with one single player. Now, most of the time people are engaged in that, but that may mean you sit there for 30 minutes listening to me play cards with another player directly. But we can bounce back and forth. But it's another thing that's like, story-wise, it's so much fun. Because I get to play a devil that's like, kind of taking over the situation, possibly, depending on how the cards go.
Man, I mean, that would be perfect for. We love this song from the Civil Wars.
I was just thinking about. We've talked to Jake about running this in
Yeah.
Deadlands.
That's like literally perfect for that. What's the
Barton
song?
Howell.
Barton
Yeah, Barton
Hollow
Howell.
by the Civil Wars.
Chris and I made two characters
Yes.
based off that song.
We did, and like that's literally
It would fit
perfect
in this, yeah,
for
for
and
sure.
it's that vibe,
Yeah.
and the music, and
It's one of those we want to run sometime. We just haven't gotten.
Might have to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Make a good show of it.
would-
And that's one thing is Savage Worlds is fantastic at making a show. Like that's what it's
Yes.
it's designed to make a show. You know what I mean? Like the scenes,
Yes.
the way you transition, the way the dice roll, the way the mechanics work together well, and especially with the exploding dice, which is always a blast.
so fun.
Oh man, what did I want? There was something else.
How about ground worms that come up and try to grab you? What
Yeah.
are these? They're blue and they're purple.
Yeah, undead worms.
Undead worms.
I don't remember what they're called, but yeah,
Oh my god.
Terrifying.
they are absolutely terrifying.
Page 8.
Oh, page 8. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are way back there.
Sorry.
But there's like a whole
Kristen's just bouncing
I'm
between
just running
art.
around the whole thing.
There's like a whole card mechanic. So in Savage Worlds for initiative, you use cards. Now they have it now where some cards are marked for different things. So like if you pull a spades, that's bad luck. And things like that. And it's
so is the Joker still good?
Joker's wild. Yeah, it's so
Wild,
good.
yeah.
Absolutely good. Yeah. So it's really fun to have. There's devils, there's undead, there's steampunk, there's
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra, which I had my players hunt once. It was funny. Less rocks, more bones.
That's so cool. The VTT for Foundry, where the Foundry VTT module for Savage World, it was nice to have that for the initiative.
Yes.
It does make it very fast.
Yep.
And it handles the wild card and all
Correct.
that stuff.
Yep.
Because it also remind me, it's been a while. You re-roll every round too.
You redraw every round.
Redraw, yes,
Yeah.
redraw.
Oh, here it is. Dealing with the devil. You get power points back to use your magic if you do well when you're dealing with the devil. And so that's the huckster edges. But there's also a thing called Harrowed, which you are trying to be undead, but you're intelligent. So if your character dies,
kinda
you
like a
actually
ghoul.
roll. Yeah.
Shout out, Fallout.
Right, that's true.
Do you get glowy eyes?
Yeah.
So fun.
You roll on a table, and then you draw a card. If you roll on the table, you come back as undead. There's there's a whole setting in there. Then you draw
Very
a card
cool.
if you draw a Joker. So you have a 2 in 52 chance out of a deck of cards. You become an intelligent Harrowed. And so, and then
Is this during character creation or is it when you die?
This is when you die. In game. I mean, you can create it in character creation too, but
Sure,
it's more
sure.
fun in your story when your character dies. There's that slight chance that you come back as Harrowed, and it's kind of cool. So the Harrowed in the game, they drink a lot of alcohol. Now it doesn't affect them. The reason they do that is to mask their undead smell.
Ha!
So like it's they like have
So
like
unique.
it just has this whole story built around this, and it's really it's a lot of fun. A lot of story elements can be done through this. Actually, there's oh man, the Crows. I had to look them up. There's actually a member.
Yes,
yeah,
you
I
listened to it.
loved it.
That sounds
I forgot about
familiar.
it just till right now. I listened to a Deadlands RPG podcast. I'm going to have to look it up. I want to say Sons of Crows.
Something about that, yeah.
Oh, it'd be fun to shout him out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they were really good and really good. They were focused on the storytelling, using stuff like that. So
that makes sense, Dave. Dave shouting out Ironbound. His system started in Suede.
There you
that's
go.
right.
Yeah.
He still
Sounds like Crows. That's what it's
Sounds
called.
like
Sounds like
Crows.
Crows. They got a
Okay.
whole website. It is even the opening page on the website is a crow on a branch with a noose hanging off of it, black and white. So it could be awesome if they reached out to us, but because I really enjoyed they great storytelling. They used the Savage World system. They followed like scene to scene. It was a lot of fun to listen to, and it helped me learn the system too while I was working. Mm-hmm. Go to page 130 and show the undead buffalo. Oh, it just looks really cool. Mm-hmm. It's got like arrows sticking out. She'll show here in a moment. But there's also things like were they called the Texans? Oh no, I just forgot. The Rangers? Oh no. There's these guys that are like made to hunt undead. You know, and it's like the
yes.
Texas Rangers, but like
There it is.
did you find it?
Dark. Page 130.
Oh, she's showing it now.
130, yep.
Yeah, yeah. But like that's scary. The idea of like hunting buffalo and there's an undead one.
Awesome.
Oh, but yeah,
Not Tetsu, though.
not Tetsu.
Tetsu. I mean, it could be. That would be kind of.
Oh.
yeah.
Actually, Tetsu's
Tetsu looks
there.
more like this. What
In
is this?
172.
Los Diablos.
Los
Is that what it is?
Diablos.
On page
Haunted human
172.
form of minotaurs, gorgons, and bull-like creatures.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
They
like-
take the form of a devilish Texas longhorn. That's all my grandpa would be happy. I don't think it's in shot. We actually
No,
have
We have a set of
Texas
longhorns up
above
on the
Jake and
wall.
Michelle.
Oh yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
move the camera.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Oh no, you know I was teasing, but
Pan up,
for
pan down. We got this.
camera people or whatever.
look at that.
Yeah.
They're real.
There we go.
That's
Right up
awesome.
there.
Those are real.
Oh, it's so cool. But yeah, it's a fun system. I enjoy running it. I do enjoy running at the table. I ran it a couple of different one shots. I ran it at a con. I'll definitely be running it again. It's an easy one to pick up, create characters for, hand people sheets, and be like, your character sheet can be as simple as like an index card this big for low level. And you just have fun and tell a story.
And it has built-in flaws in the system you take.
Correct.
What do they call it? Hindrances?
Hindrances.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
And there's ones that are specifically for this setting, which is cool.
For the
too.
Weird West.
Yeah.
Nice. Because when we did it, we really enjoyed the Fallout game we did. Knights of New Seattle. I think I have it linked in the description, actually, because it's the perfect marriage of the two topics we're talking about
Yes.
tonight.
The first episode's called Goldilocks.
Goldilocks.
I had fun making that.
Yeah,
I
so
had fun.
Oh,
with
that's
that
so
one.
great.
But I was going to say that I didn't realize, this is spoiler, it's not exactly spoilers, but Jacob used one of my hindrances, and I didn't realize until after the whole thing was done that was that was my hindrance.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it to show up, and halfway through I'm like, maybe it just doesn't make sense here. And then at the end I'm like, oh, but that was the hindrance the whole
Pulled it right from
time.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Or not the beginning, but yeah.
So, that was so good. Green smiles, for those who know. Green
I thought it was
smiles.
fun.
Smile.
Dude, the green smiley face was
Yeah, I thought it added a unique, like,
that's so
almost
good.
stressful moment. Like it was like,
It changed the art. Here's a shout out to the hindrances, because especially as a player, I didn't even realize Jacob was using it. It changed the trajectory I thought the character would go on. The whole character story arc changed in a good way. You always have kind of that idea of where it's going to go. A child has come.
that's all right. So one of the first new hindrances for Savage Worlds is called Alan. Medicine is rudimentary science on the frontier. And so you can get like addicted to some of the,
Nice.
or
it
could
makes
cause
sense.
lead poisoning. Like there's a whole bunch of different things. It's just kind of fun. Grim Servant Odeth. It's just fun. You go through this book, and there's just these unique like archetypes that are definitely Old West.
Old West, there's some like was it Mexican kind of influences too?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's in the Southwest area.
Correct. Yep.
There's Native American.
Oh man, what are the pink?
The Pinkertons?
Yeah, but they're called something else in the system.
Yeah.
Oh no, I forgot.
Yep,
They are in here though. I completely forgot. But they actually have like regional encounters and stuff. Like you could actually go against, like, you could run into U.S. cavalry, Indian warriors, prospectors, cowboys.
It's like all over. It's fun.
Yeah, but it takes like that. Well, I mean, and you think about the Wild West, you know what I mean? And it takes that and adds this fantasy element to it, and it's a unique twist. I have a good time, and I know that Grimwood has ran it and talked about it before, and I would love to hear some of his stories too.
They even have Aztec mummy
Yeah. Yep.
on page 156.
Yeah. The Sweet Nations.
That's wild.
What I thought was really cool was the area. So I don't know if you have this on the PDF, but they're in the front page of the book.
Oh no.
They got a cool map. I like this map
That's
a lot.
so
It's got the
fun.
railroads with the names, major names of towns, the mountain ranges and stuff like that.
They have boars.
But they have it broken up in territories, like the New Mexico territory, the Arizona territory. You know, it's based off nicely. And the thing is each one of those territories has different things going on. And depending on the amount of death and spirit activity, the fear level increases. So there's a higher chance of you running into dangerous creatures. And then while your players are doing things, if you're doing something like murdering people, you're actually going to create a higher fear level. Now, above the player's
Fear level of you?
No, the fear level in the whole area. So I'll get to what happens.
Okay.
No, you're good. Good question.
Yeah.
But so you alternate, the fear level goes up, and it draws attention from devils, undead, demons.
They're just drawn to
They're
that.
drawn to it and that's why the fear level continues, and then it perpetuates, and it gets more difficult. Higher chances of being taken over or attacked.
So
by
you try
devils.
to get out of those areas.
You want to avoid those areas, but you might have to go in there for whatever story reason. So it's I don't know. It's so unique. I don't know. And I like maps too, Cephas, a lot. And this map is really fun to look at. Smith and Roberts, 1884 map of the Western states and territories.
That is so fun.
It's really cool.
Yay maps.
I do love maps. But yeah, no, everything in here is very... This little scratch ain't nothing a pound of flesh won't fix. Now come here and let me get at it. The gal with no name. That's funny.
I think that's my favorite part about the book, and any of the books, they have the vocal feel of it, or the
verbiage,
the
kinda like,
verbiage, the vernacular.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's just
That's
as
so
you're
much
reading
fun.
through it, you almost can't help but trying to use
Western
a Western
tones.
accent or something.
Get my Evangeline accent.
Yeah, there
Exactly.
you go.
It's so much fun.
And the guns are fun. They're a little bit more unique. There's a whole way of doing duels. So they even have rules for the Western duel system, which is really cool. There's double and single action revolvers. They have all kinds of named weapons that are very time period based. So it really does a good job at capturing the moment and the time too. And you can get rid of the magic and steampunk stuff and just run this as a straight Western. And it works really well. I've done it with my kiddos because, when they were a little younger, I didn't do too much undead with them. So it was a really good time.
I like seeing these prairie ticks on 179. They
Oh,
make
they're
me think
terrifying.
of the rad roaches and
Yeah.
Fallout kind of thing.
I use those.
Are they giant?
They're
must
giant,
be.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I used those in the campaign when I ran the one shot at EcclesiaCon.
Oh, the prairie ticks. Yeah.
Yeah, I had them chase them
Nasty.
down and hunt them. Like the prairie ticks hunted the players.
Yeah.
So they were setting up this to stop a railroad. I don't want to say too much, but they were trying to stop a train to save the train. I'll just leave it at that. So they were camped out trying to plan that out, and these prairie ticks were hunting them. So it was like terrifying for them. It was really cool.
Heat-seeking things or
Yep,
something.
Yep.
Or,
Yep. All of it. Yeah. No. Yep.
There's a hatchling swarm.
Yep. It
So
was
gross.
fantastic though.
When I see those, I'm like, they remind me of the rad roaches.
Yep. Well, should we move to Fallout then? Since you're going to bring up rad roaches. Well, guys, if you get a chance, or maybe if you want to see some more content, let us know. Wild West for Deadlands, Savage Worlds. is a blast. Now I do want to shout out, Deadlands was not originally a Savage World setting. It was its own setting, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so Savage Worlds took it over and has done a really good job with it. It really has. Fantastic. It's great for storytelling. I cowboy. I mean, the front page is epic. There's this undead cowboy with a horse with like glowing eyes. I know you guys can't see it very well, but it is really cool picture. Oh, did you have it up?
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
And there we go.
Epic.
Yeah, I've had a blast with that one. But I think it is time to clink and drink to Deadlands Savage Worlds.
Deadlands, Savage Worlds, clink and drink. Kids are settled for now.
Was it mine?
Nope.
Okay.
You
No.
guys are doing great.
Our baby girl.
No, she's tattling on the boys.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
They were fighting.
Okay.
All right.
They're
So
showing off.
we have done. We have played Fallout in a Savage Worlds setting.
Yes.
Had a blast. But there is an official Fallout.
Quick shout out, Adam from the Interplanar Crossroads does Fallout every October. Chris and I have played in the Open Legend system.
Well, because it is a fun
ghoul
setting.
couple.
It's a ghoul couple.
That's cute.
Check that out on Interplanar Crossroads.
It is an absolutely fun system. I mean, Savage Worlds, and it's kind of cool. It's adaptable to things. And then the setting itself, Fallout,
Yep,
could be so much. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
at least you didn't
I
spit
can
water
only
out.
see Michelle's hat
I
over
can
the
only
screen, so I have no idea what happened.
I don't know what happened either.
Howdy.
All right, so we are going to move on to the Fallout game by Modiphius, correct? Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Modiphius. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Links in the description to their YouTube channel as well as their website where you can pick this up too.
The first thing that stuck out to me before I let Kristen take over, and Dan, because Kristen's a professional Fallout person. You want to roll low. I struggle with that. Like,
Every time.
I'm reading through and it's like, well,
You
if
gotta
you
do
roll
golf.
a 19 or 20, you're going to have a complication. I'm like, what?
It's something I really want to talk about with this.
Yeah, so we'll get to it. I just want to put my quick, like, every time I would read through a thing, I'm like, I can't compute. Low number's good. I don't play golf.
Yes. That's funny.
But go ahead.
I'll bounce right off of that because
Right.
it's one of the top. So
Yes.
the system is a 2d20 roll low system, roll under system, which is, I'd love to hear what Chad thinks too of. It's that cognitive dissonance. I think we talked about because when we played with
Sagas.
Sagas, thank you, from, oh my goodness, why am I blanking on Dennis's channel? OKSDM.
Yeah.
Dennis from OKSDM, we played Sagas. So check that out too. His Kickstarter was successful and everything, and he's sending out updates. But roll under is this weird thing where ones are good, 20 is bad. It's interesting. Now, in the system, as I went through the core rulebook, it started to make, I could see the math and why they were reasoning it.
Correct.
Because you roll D20, you are rolling against a DC that your character sheet sets based on skills and attributes. That the attributes, of course, being special from Fallout, SPECIAL. So as your skills increase and as you raise your attribute, your special attributes, the DC gets higher, creating a larger range and more chance of success.
Yeah.
To me, that was fascinating because I've heard of 2D20 systems and this kind of thing, and I never gotten a chance to play
Correct.
in it before. So for me, it was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it makes sense.
Right, the
it's
math.
hard to comprehend, but I do like it, and it fits in a system like Fallout.
That's one of the things I was really getting as I'm reading through it. One of the things we were talking about on the con side is it's a lot to track. So you have action points, which I think is very much going into the VATS system kind of feel is what I got the idea of. Because you do have action points in combat and Fallout, right? It's been a while.
Especially when you
go
go into VATS. 'Cause
right.
It drains
you
it as
spend
you're
your
doing
AP.
stuff.
Yeah. So that's throughout the game. And if you roll successes, you gain AP, you gain action points to either succeed at, and then any extra successes you have over your target. So you have your target DC to succeed, but then you're also having a success target depending on the challenge. Or like a contested roll, someone will roll however many successes they get. That's your target success DC. And if you roll over that, you get action points put back in your action point pool. which is very
over that
cool.
many successes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have to get 3
So
successes,
if you roll below the target number, you get a success.
Yep.
And then if you get over how many successes you need, it
You
goes
can
back to
save
your
it.
you
action
get
pool.
action point pool. Now you can spend action points to add successes. I can't
Or you can
remember
save
everything
it
else.
for whenever
you can
you
save
want
it. There's feats.
Well,
and stuff.
I like-
Ryan would save all of them.
I like
Never
though,
stockpile
if you're
them.
out of action points, you can still spend an action point, but your GM or game master, narrator, leader, referee, whatever you want to call them,
Yes.
legend master, I'll keep going, but
Yeah.
they get one too. So that had that
Yes,
Fallout
thank
feel
you.
to me because it's like,
that.
that's cool because then it allows me and my storytelling. Because sometimes I really do wish I had villain points in Pathfinder because it's like,
Right.
I
or
wanted that
Benny's in
moment,
Savage World.
right? But I wanted that moment to be special storytelling moment, and then you just destroyed him, and I have no way to mitigate, make it look good. You know what I mean?
I really liked that mechanic in there of, it's just so close. Like, let's do it. And then you just, thank you, plop it in. So there's a lot, there's a lot to track. I would be very interested in running this in a VTT.
Because it makes tracking a lot
That
easier.
would take care of a lot
I
of the heavy
actually
lifting.
don't know. I can look it up real quick. I don't know. I'm assuming it does, but you know what assuming does?
Yes. So that would be interesting. Not that I want to get lazy, because I mean the old school guys would be like, "Pfft, you can do it all. So you can, but you're tracking ammo, you're tracking
I'm
your
a
action
dad.
points. What
Checking
else
your
do I have in
damage
here?
on your whole body.
Well, that's the thing. You want to pull up a character sheet real quick, honey?
Yeah. If you don't know, I don't know if people don't know Fallout. First thing, it's like the nuclear apocalypse happens pretty much. So
It's another alternate history.
it's another alternate history.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it? The microchip is never invented. So everything, technology advances, but it has to get bigger and bigger because it's all based on tubes and that kind of technology.
Yes.
That's why everything's huge.
There's still like smart robots and stuff
Right.
in the system. You can play a robot in this one. So this one's based
That was cool.
off of the Fallout 3 game, which is in the Commonwealth. So you're like Boston area. So it's going to have Minutemen. It's going to have, the CIT is in it, all those kind of characters. If you know Fallout 3, Brotherhood of Steel, of course. Yeah. Who was also in our AfterQuest, Brotherhood of Steel.
Yes.
So we were all members of it. So yeah, so that's just to give you a base of where this is coming from. So it's the Fallout 3 Commonwealth setting.
Yep.
It's the end of the world, nuclear
Fallout
happens. There's some people who live in the vaults, and they have been, most of them have been untouched by radiation and stuff and have stayed in the vaults. Or you can become a sentient ghoul, who is somebody who's been irradiated to a point where your your hair's falling out, your skin's funny, like you've been irradiated. You could play super mutant, which
The
are
character classes or the background options, I can't remember what they call it, are really a lot. Mr.
really
Handy.
fun. You
we
can
were
be
talking
Mr.
about.
Handy, which is one of the
Mr. Handy,
robots.
or the three others. What is it? Mr. Handy, Miss. I can't remember. But there's 3 different versions, which determines
of the robots. Yeah.
And then super mutants. I thought that
Super
was really
mutants are
interesting.
fun.
That you can
So
play super mutants.
if you don't know Fallout, should I give it away? They were experiments. So
Spoilers.
you kind of get that vibe anyways.
Yeah.
Where did these things come from?
I'm just gonna
It actually, now here, to tease, not just tease Kristen, but also it explains that in the character when you select it, because there's specific traits you get if you choose that. And they go into very much the setting, the Commonwealth setting there for because there's different sects of super mutants depending on the location.
Yeah, they kind of feel more like tribes of.
Yeah. tribes.
Orcish tribes. I always get
Yes.
for me, that's the tribe.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's the
Yeah.
vibe they have too. Their
Yeah.
look.
I wonder why I liked them. I'm just kidding.
It's really cool. There's also one vault that the door didn't seal, so you can be a ghoul vault dweller.
That's
and you
pretty
can
fun.
pick between vault dweller and ghoul traits. So building the character. So the one thing I took away from it was like, and I think it's because I haven't played a 2d20 roll under system, was, whoa, this is a lot to track. More from a game master side, I was like, okay, you really got to pay attention to things. Got to make sure players are on top of their toes. But that being said, I got really excited to play this because Jake and I were talking about this off camera. it feels like the video game.
Yeah.
The different
Yes.
things you have to track.
Oh my gosh.
The way they did the attributes. One thing I noted is skills aren't hard coded to attributes. So most skills have a, like I would guess we call preferred attribute that's generally used, but every time they were explaining skills, it's like, however, certain situations, this attribute could apply.
Yep.
So that I thought was really cool because you could play into flaws, like get in situations where you have to use your weak attribute, but you're strong in a skill. So I thought that was very interesting to not have them hard coded together, attribute and skills. So adding skill points is always good to a skill because you may have to use one of your less higher attributes, or sometimes you could use a higher attribute on a skill that it's not normally hard coded with.
Cephas did ask. It is a 2-page character sheet. Yeah, I laughed out loud too because I was like, "That's it." It seems like it should be more complicated. But if you look, there's a lot.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
the character sheet's not that bad actually.
No, so it's interesting.
Based on, but like I was listening because ain't nobody got time to sit and read, but listening through the core rulebook, I was like, man, this feels like a lot. But you're right, it's really not too bad.
I wish we could peek behind the GM screen.
You're not looking behind my screen.
That's funny, Sean.
I'm like hearing the sound effect.
That's so
However, there are some feats you can pick up where you do ask the GM questions and get a little insight.
I did see that.
I can't remember them off the top of my head. There was
I thought luck had something to do with that
luck.
too.
There's a lot of luck that
luck.
happens,
Luck
yeah.
is very
Luck
cool.
is so fun.
Now, Cephas did ask. I don't want to miss
Oh,
this.
yeah,
He
sorry.
mentioned the can you succeed on each die? And yes,
Yes.
each die you can succeed on, and if you over succeed, you get some of your action points back. That's
So, like
yeah.
I was saying again,
Yeah.
like let's say the game master set it 3 successes is what you need, and depending on you have a pool, you can only roll. I think it's a max of 60-20 on a roll,
6 or 5.
5 or 6. I
thought it
can't
was-
remember.
Maybe it's 6 then. That's fine. For whatever reason, I thought maybe 5 is a max.
And there's some ways to
successes
get
you
to
can
six,
have.
maybe, but so you can roll up to 5, roll up to a 5 or a 6. I'm sorry, I can't think of it. But that shows you kind of your range of difficulty too by how many max d20s, and you collect d20s based on different things in the game. And so when you roll, so I roll 3d20 and I only get 2 successes, then I failed. If I was able to roll 4d20 and I succeeded on all of them, so they were all within my DC range. So say I had 12 from my skills and attributes added together gives me a 12. I have to roll a 12 or under, and that's a success on the d20, which is where you get that roll under. The higher your skill points go and the higher your attribute points go, you can increase that range and possibility of success.
Our dog's making noise.
Yeah, she's grunting. So you roll 4 successes and it was only 3. You get to keep one of those successes and pocket it. Another cool thing is you have, it's not trained skill. What did they call it? I should have put it in my notes.
Is it on the character
You
sheet?
can mark, probably, you can mark certain skills that you are exceptional at, and any success counts as a critical success, which is 2 successes. So that's really cool. I can't remember what they called it. Oh, bummer.
Tag skills.
Tag skills.
Tag skills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yay. Thank you.
I was like,
Oh, there we go.
It was going to hurt me for a while. So tag skills. I thought that was really cool because now those few specific skills you're really good at, anytime you roll a success, you're rolling 2 successes. And with getting action points back on that, it's a huge thing. Their version of proficiency. Thank you,
Essentially, yes.
Academy. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So where was I going with that? Anyways, I thought that was really cool. The more I looked at it, and then looking at the character sheet now, I actually hadn't visually looked at the character sheet until now, was really cool. Luck, like we were saying, isn't tied to any skill. It's a pool that
Yeah.
you can pull from.
Hold on. It was luck is not associated with any skill, and it isn't used as the default attribute for any. Tests.
Tests are
Yeah.
the rolls.
So, in any situation where success relies more on chance than ability, the GM may call for you to use luck in place of another attribute. Similarly, you can use luck in place of another attribute by spending a luck point before you roll. So, obviously, this works better if your luck is higher than the
I
attribute
love that.
it replaces. So,
And your luck point pool is equal to your attribute number in that of luck. So if you have a 5 in luck, you got 5 luck points.
But so and then what did I do here? Wrong button. I lost the chat. There it is. So Jarl Javi, I think that's what you say. Jarl Avi, maybe. Mentioning that about GMs getting apprehensive. And I think you're referring to other systems, but in this system, you are meant to call shots.
Yes. I agree, though. A lot of people do get... There's a lot
You
of
can
discussion.
roll, though, too. There's a table.
There's a table to roll on.
Yeah.
Well, there is for Savage Worlds, too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. Well, and maybe that's the other thing, too, that I was thinking. There's so many different things to roll. But
Yeah.
as I'm... Because you're rolling on a
Well,
table.
there's a lot of tables, too. Like, when you even just scroll,
Right.
it's a 438-page document,
Yep.
I think, or something like that. So it's a solid book.
You have different damage types. You have
Yeah.
radiation damage, poison damage, physical damage.
Yes.
There's different damage reductions that you can get from different armors, or depending on, like, obviously super mutants and ghouls are resistant to radiation.
Yes,
So
and robots.
That's kind of
And
what I
robots,
was like,
yeah.
wow,
Yep.
there's a lot to track here. Now I
Synth.
think
Yes.
Synth, yes.
synth.
but again, it's more from a game master side.
Yeah.
Because as a player, you really only have to deal with what's on your
But
character
I
sheet.
think if you're going to Game Master Fallout, you're going to want this
That's
kind
what I
Oh
of
was
my
getting
gosh,
with it.
yeah.
depth because it's
Yeah.
what this captures that feel that a lot of that tracking is how you're going to. Now that's it. Also depends on your table, right? I mean,
Yep.
you can use a generic system run Fallout to tell a story and have fun, but most people who want to play in Fallout want to do all that tracking and they like
Yes.
that gamey feel.
There's
I
how
was
much
gonna
weight
say,
you're carrying.
yes,
you
the
need
weight
to
is
make sure you're
important.
not over encumbered. And depending on how many, if by 50-pound increments,
Yep.
you get negatives to your rolls and stuff. And then if you're carrying twice your
Or
carry weight,
positives?
you cannot
How
move.
does a negative to a roll work?
I know.
Sorry.
But if you're carrying twice your carry weight, you can't move. And you fail any strength or agility based test, and your initiative is 0. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Fallout universe. I think it's fun, and I think that this would be really fun to dive into. But it would really require, as a GM, I think, a lot of attention.
A lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like this is
and-
your one campaign
And
you're
what's
running.
cool is I think you make a good point with the setting and stuff. The one thing I took away from reading this was that it's trying to be the RPG of the video game,
Yeah.
not just the setting.
Correct.
This wants you to feel like you're
playing in the video game.
in the video game, but it's
Yeah.
the RPG, which I think they
They
really
nailed
succeeded.
that. And I think this.
As long
I
as
think
you're walking into that.
I think they could have done something like this for Skyrim. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like
absolutely.
honestly,
Yeah, they
because
really
I
could.
tried running Skyrim in a couple different systems, and you can't quite, or Oblivion in general, Elder Scrolls, you can't quite capture the feel that. Now you can capture the setting,
Right.
but you cannot capture the video game feel on the tabletop RPG without using a rule set like this.
Yep.
Because
Yes.
I tried it in a couple generics, and we had a blast. But you're
Right.
not getting that I'm using a skill, it's growing feeling.
And I was kind of laughing too because it's like, well, basically the video game, the computer inside your console or your PC is doing all the work for you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
now you got to do it,
You're doing
Right.
it.
which is fun
Yeah.
though.
But you
if
can't play
you're
Fallout with
kinda into
others
that.
unless you play the one Fallout we don't talk about.
It didn't happen.
Please say you know which one I'm talking about.
No, wait.
76.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say, it wasn't the one you
it
guys
didn't
did.
exist.
It doesn't exist.
It was
I mean, they picked
we'll get
good music. They had
spicy.
John Denver's.
I was very excited.
It was
but-
really exciting because it was in West Virginia. West
Yes.
West
Yes,
Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
the trailers were so excited. And her and I
Yeah.
bought it day one. Her and I to play together, thinking this would be a great game. I love Fallout. Would be a great way to introduce her. Horrible, but whatever. We're not going to get into that.
It just wasn't Fallout for me.
I
I
like
don't
the
know.
Fallout campaign that you guys did.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was fun.
I
Well, and
love
that-
the other
sorry,
thing.
go ahead.
When I'm just looking at page 59 where it starts
and
the
stuff.
perks list,
And see,
and
they
it
even use the
literally
names.
is
Yeah.
from the game. It's
Yeah.
the picture, with all the things you can be.
And because they
Yeah.
put the work in to make this 2d20 roll under system for it, all of this fits so well. It feels like you're picking the video game
Right.
stuff. It's got the ranks. It's got the requirements.
I see some of them. I'm like, I remember having that.
So I'll be honest with you, I kind of wish this was out when I was really into like Fallout because my
Yes.
buddies and I, our dream was like, it'd be so cool to play this together, like a
Yes.
4-man party going through Fallout Wastelands. You know what I mean?
Another thing.
Yeah.
One of your perks
I
is
agree
dog
with Javi
meat.
in the chat.
You can have
yes.
dog meat as a perk.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. And they have the little breakdown of he's a level 1 mammal, normal creature, and all that. I don't know. It's so fun. It has his own little sheet there for him on page 63.
Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, keen
Because
senses.
dog meat, I mean,
Yeah,
you have a special
yeah.
place in your heart. I want a dog meat. I mean, we have a dog meat now. Like,
You'll make me get. That's why they put it in the TV show. And anyway,
I didn't mind the TV
we're not
show,
gonna- we're not gonna
BT
go.
Dubs. I mean, the storyline, whatever. But I liked seeing all the creatures.
she
And all
liked her
the
member
things.
berries. They tasted good.
They
It was
did.
fun.
I enjoyed it.
I was
Not the
like-
story. Later on, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But
Google the fridge test from Alfred Hitchcock.
I haven't watched it yet, so
you'll enjoy it.
I
Just
think
for
visually I'll enjoy it,
watching
yeah.
and
What I would say
seeing
is
it,
I'm-
it's fun.
I'm making fun of it a lot because I'm so disappointed because I think they did some things well, and the story was just not good. Anyways, I'll be spicy. I'm sorry, guys.
But it still
get me
has the
started.
quirky Fallout dark humor feel to it.
They had a
which
lot. I liked a lot of the
appreciated.
practical effects they did. The Brotherhood armor
It's surprising.
was pretty cool, but the character.
The armor was really cool. They actually used real visual effects in this. Like the monsters, they actually made some of these monsters and filmed them like
Yeah, it
real
was
monsters, not
great.
just CG. So I appreciate actually trying.
wow. But so if you really like
Actual
that,
effort.
you guys
Chris
can
and I
write
have
your
these
own stories using
Yes.
Modiphius's Fallout.
Make your own story. It'll be good.
It's on
Yes.
Drive Through RPG. It's on their website.
Yes.
It is cool. I mean, if that's what you
really
like,
cool.
if you like the Fallout and you want that game Fallout feel, I suggest this. I recommend this.
Nurse
Now, if you're
Handy,
looking to
that's
just
it.
tell a one-shot story or a simple story in Fallout or a short story, you don't want to track all this, I may lean towards a smaller system.
Savage
agree.
Worlds was really good for Fallout.
It really
I think.
was.
Yeah.
Open Legend was fun, but it's more heroic, so
Correct.
it gives it a slightly different feel.
Right. Where Savage Worlds, you can capture that gritty feeling.
Yeah, it's a little more gritty. Yep. But yeah, this would be a lot of fun. I would like to. The one
The
thing I'd say is I
equipment.
wanted to play.
Yeah.
That's how I always
Yeah,
judge
yeah.
after
Yeah.
reading the quote. Even when I'm like, ooh,
And I judge it by I want to
about
run.
something, I'm like, yeah,
So, you know,
Geez, just the equipment list was like huge.
it's huge.
It's so
It's
huge.
huge.
But I mean,
awesome.
I'm one of those people that like collect everything, and I
She
would
would
bring it
glitch
back
the
and I
game.
store it in one
and it
locker,
would glitch.
and it would glitch, and
She'd literally start her game. So it's a little Avenue Studios lore. I got Kristen for each of the babies. I bought her whatever Fallout was coming out, and that was her like maternity gift. And
yes,
so she
probably
could just
started my children in the
chill.
womb
Yeah.
so many times.
she'd play Fallout, and she would go to her locker, click on it to open, and then walk away and get a snack.
As it's
the
like
game had to
loading all
load.
this stuff. I would end up just throwing
the
everything
collector.
around because it's just
Yeah.
fun. It's just fun.
Anyways.
The glitches are one of the
But
best.
this
parts
has the
of
feel of
Fallout.
that. I'd be curious to do some combat in it.
Yeah.
Because I love the called shots. Who was it? Was RPG Academy or Jarl was talking about how you can be worried about called shots, and this has it. You got to roll on the table. That can be a lot of fun. It does slow combat down though. But again, if you're all sitting at the table and that's what you want, you could literally think of it as VATS.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
slowed down. Everything's in
Yeah.
slow motion.
I think it'd be fun.
Picking it.
So
Kristen
fun.
was called Leg Biter. This is another lore. Leg Biter because she hated the ghouls running at her, the feral ghouls. So
I
she'd
shoot their legs out so then they couldn't chase me anymore.
CFIS does have a really good question. Are
Yeah.
2D20 games compatible with each other? I'll be 100% truthful. I don't know. I really don't know because Modiphius almost all of their systems are because they have Monster Year Zero. I think is one of the MYZ he's referring to. I like Modiphius's stuff. I've never ran it. I'll be 100% honest. I own a bunch
Because
of it.
they have several different.
Oh, they have a bunch of them.
Ones,
Yeah,
right?
I mean
Yeah.
they got yeah. And I've always been like, oh, I'm so excited for Modiphius, but then every time I read the rules, I get a little stressed out about the 2D20 system because I didn't fully understand it.
Do they do all 2D20 systems?
Most of their stuff. I
Okay.
don't want to speak for everything, but I believe most of it is. I could be wrong with a couple different things.
I
but-
mean, if they're good, if they know what they're doing with it.
so
So that's I don't.
or Mutant Year Zero. That's what it was called.
Mutant
Yeah.
Year Zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have ones that are specifically 2D20 RPGs. They have them all listed together on their website.
Oh, cool.
They have John Carter of Mars, Star Trek, Homeworld, Fallout, Dune, Dreams and Machines, Dishonored from the video game. Interesting.
Oh wow.
Dishonor on
They've got
you,
some-
dishonor on your cow.
Not Disney, Dishonored.
Oh, and they're not all. No, that's right, because Dragonbane is not a 2D20 system, and they're that's what I thought. I'm like, I just did one of their systems. It was Dragonbane.
Oh, why
So-
didn't I realize that? They're Dragonbane.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. I think because I always think Dragonbane is Dragonbane.
Correct.
I always forget. I'm sorry.
Well, Free League Publishing also has Dragonbane. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing it up, but I just clicked on their website. Maybe Modifius Entertainment owns them. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm breaking everything now.
Cephas. We gotta try it sometime. I'd be curious to
stand
find out
by?
about the. It sounds like kind of wimping out, but we have young kids and stuff. Ain't nobody got time for it. If they had a Foundry module,
They have
be
a
like,
third-party
yeah.
one. I'd have to look at it.
yeah,
That's
it's
the thing,
always
because
hit or
you
miss
have
with
like
those.
you have your clothing and everything
That's what I
to
thought.
track. You have
Dragonbane
Armor.
is Free League Publishing. Modifius Entertainment is just hosting on their website. Sorry, I don't want to mess that up.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. No, thank
yeah.
you. Okay, that makes sense.
there's just a lot to track. But it's exciting, and I love how it has like literally everything from the game. You know, every
Yeah,
gun,
they really
every
put the work in.
the bat, you know, with the nails and the power armor.
Because you can have different armor on different parts of your
Yes.
body that have different damage resistances to different types of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you're tracking all
you're
of
tracking
that.
the food, and you got to when you eat the food, you know,
But it feels Fallout.
radiation.
I mean, period.
Feels
I mean,
fall.
that's-
The
Yeah.
tracking the radiation and tracking eating and stuff that gives you that survival feel that you want.
Yeah, Cephas,
And
I
then-
agree with you.
Sure.
I've always enjoyed their IPs. I just have not had that chance to play 2D20 system. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have chems.
Chems.
Which are-
Oh
chems
yeah.
are fun.
Healing was cool too.
Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola.
Zap that thirst.
And then healing for robots, they can't heal from healing packs, but the repair kits function the same as healing packs. And then you need to have someone spend time repairing you rather than sleeping to heal. So I thought that was really cool, but it was a nice way to keep the mechanics relatively simple. And there's a child again.
I love one thing is that they said if you want to track your action points, you can actually have little tokens
I
for
did. They
that.
suggested that.
So
yeah.
you can have like little bottle caps
Oh, yeah.
on your
They
table.
said you could use bottle
you can use
caps,
bottle
yeah.
caps, which I love that. I mean, you
That
know,
makes it definitely feel part of the whole system. You know?
right? You just have your own bottle caps at the table.
Yeah. But you could also just go play Savage Worlds and use bottle caps as bennies.
Yes. Oh
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
you can.
I like both systems. I am partial to Savage Worlds. I've enjoyed running Savage Worlds.
Yes.
I love the Deadlands setting very much, and you could definitely run the Fallout setting. Pick up this book and use the Fallout information to run it in this system. If you find the 2D20 system to be a little overwhelming. Now, that being said, we have not ran it, so we don't know what the 2D20 system feels like.
No,
So
not yet. That
Well,
seems fun.
I don't know. I mean that's all I had for notes.
Yeah, the only other thing I said is like the magazine things were cool when you find books in magazines.
Oh,
you can
yes.
read them, and then you can. In certain cases, you can keep it, and then in other cases, you can decide to forget it.
Yeah.
So until you find another one of the same kind, and
Yeah.
they have the books and the magazines from the game,
Right.
that
Which
you
is
can
from
find.
directly from the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So they definitely captured that.
Frognac the barbarian.
Oh yeah, it's making me want to play. Honestly,
Yeah,
It's really
it does.
what-
It makes me miss the game a lot.
Yeah, because it was a fun game to play, and I think it would have benefited from like a 4-player drop in drop out multiplayer. But at the time when Fallout 3 and 4 came out, it didn't have the. Is there much to do as a player?
Too much.
Is there too much to do as a player? I don't think so. I mean,
Once you get it set,
once you get it set, yeah.
and then you're just
I
tracking
mean, the
your
character sheet's
inventory.
2 pages, and you're just tracking your inventory. So I guess
Yes.
it depends if that's what you want to do or not. Mm-hmm. See, for me, that's why I like Savage Worlds, because you're still tracking a lot, but you're not tracking too much. It really depends on what your table wants. It really depends on what you as a player want. I mean, I think that comes down to that kind of a conversation. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I love it because I love the game. But it for me as a player, I'm like, ooh, this is really crunchy
yeah,
for me. It gives me some
mean, an
Pathfinder
honest
1
review is-
vibes. And I'm like, ooh.
yeah. You're rolling 5d20s, but like
Yeah.
that's not that difficult because it's a simple number. Like you're just, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Hold on one second. I can't read that on my screen.
Is there anything you think they should add to the character sheet or character creation?
I mean, I don't know enough at this point in time. We're just kind of overall reviewing this. We probably should sit down and run this as a group. Something about having a ton of children and. I mean, I liked the character sheet when I read through it. I did a generic character idea concept, kind of was fleshing it out as I was building it, and nothing was like, oh, I want this on my character sheet right now. But that not saying playing it for 3 or 4 months, I probably would come up with 100 things I'd want.
Yeah, because there's also the crafting benches and stuff.
I know.
Like that stuff that it's like it lends itself to a long campaign.
Yeah,
to me.
it could be a really long campaign.
Yeah,
which would be fun. And I think if as long as everybody at the table is on board with this kind of a campaign, it could be epic. You know, but I mean, there's ammunition. You'd be tracking, different types of rounds, different shells, flares, fuel, cell, like railway spikes. Then you got 44 Magnum, 50. It's a lot. Just ammo alone is, I don't know how many pages this is, but it's a ton of pages. But if it's a Fallout, I mean, that's what you're going for. That's what you want. This is how
I
you
mean,
do
they
it.
have all the corporations in there. They got ArcJet Systems. They got Nuka Cola, of course, and
Nuka Grenade.
MedTech. I mean, all these things. I'm like, oh man, it's so fun.
It is cool. What are you showing?
So I'm not sure yet. There's so much.
It's a lot. She's scrolling through. Oh, I
So
remember
many
those things. The
pages.
machine gun turrets that you could set up in your bases and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they have them in here and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, you
fun.
know what? One thing I didn't see, maybe I just didn't look through enough. Is there like a base building mechanics within this? Like there was? Was that Fallout?
didn't see
Was that Fallout
base.
3 where you could Yeah, it was, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the Minutemen.
Yeah,
Like in
exactly.
the Minutemen base, you
Yeah.
can set up. I mean, that's where I had mine.
Yeah. But that would be cool too. If I didn't see those mechanics, honestly, I wasn't looking for them. But now that as I'm recalling Fallout,
I don't think so, but I mean, you can still have the workbenches and stuff. Like you can have
Right.
your cooking station, you can have your gun station.
which is kind of fun, and then you're doing it with
But-
others, which is cool too.
Yeah, that's interesting because you can play so many different characters.
Yeah.
Your base would be in so many different places.
It could be in so many different places.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
I wonder, and honestly,
Institute.
I'd have to go to their website. I bet you they've added an add-on. I already saw when I clicked on it, there was a couple add-ons already. Like I saw,
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what it was now, but yeah, they have a couple different options in there, which I thought was really cool.
There's just so much history in here. It's just so
Well,
much
the depth
fun.
of Fallout
The-
can be
yeah.
a lot. Yeah, they have Fallout 95 starter set now.
That's
Fallout
awesome.
3. Yeah, they've added a ton. Oh man, it makes me want to play the video games. But like I said, what I
Yeah.
really like about this system is I want to play Fallout with friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the way to do it.
Right.
Sounds like a homebrew situation. Yeah. A +1 railway spike is my first magic weapon.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, that is the Modiphius's Fallout system in a very quick nutshell. Yeah, the 50s graphics are great.
Yeah, shout out that I mean,
Yes.
like you guys said, they get their IPs. Bethesda's got their name on this, so they have the art, they have the look,
Yeah.
they have it looks so good.
You don't get bobbleheads though. I would add bobbleheads
Yeah.
to my game. Like you could find bobbleheads.
Oh, I love it. Well, guys,
Great.
that is... Well, they have a Wanderer's Guidebook. Sorry. They have
It draws you in, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's a lot.
Once Upon a Time in the Wasteland. That looks like a fun book to read. All right. Well, guys, that is the Fallout system from Modiphius. Modiphius. Whew, English.
Clink and drink
It is
Fallout.
time to clink and drink to Fallout. Clink
Clink and drink. That was fun. It was really fun to look through this stuff. We want to run it all. I was just joking with Wes from DM Tales. It's like, how are we supposed to run all these games?
I know. One at a time.
One at a time. We got
We
years.
got
upon
years.
years.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, real quick shout outs. What were we talking about? Thursday.
Oh, yeah, Thursday.
Thursday,
Yes.
we're doing our final PC build stream for our DC20 one shot. Shout out to the Dungeon Coach and the DC20 community. We are building the damsel in distress who summons animals, aka a Disney princess.
You get to help build it with us.
Chat builds
It's
it with
really
us.
fun.
Yes, we have. It's It's a great stream. Jake's shaking his eyes.
Disney
If you
Princess.
want to see Julie or Giles, watch the last episode.
And we're already working on the squirrel costume for Austin.
Oh, we're very excited, yes.
Ryan's got to dig into his old collection of stuff.
Ryan is
Tune in
weird
for it.
things.
Saturday, August 3rd, we will be running the Hunted one-shot from DC20. It's an intro one-shot. They have, check them out. I forgot the bot is still putting out DC20 links. So go ahead, click that link. Check out DC20's beta. And we will
That
be
is next weekend.
next weekend.
That
That is
is.
next Saturday. So this coming Thursday, we do the final build where we build the character concept. We had our supporters in Discord vote on the character concepts, pick the top 3 because we had already made one. And now we're going to run it live in studio Saturday, August 3rd, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're looking to go live because we'll run through the whole one shot, 3 to 4 hours ish. Asterisk,
Campaign.
the Hunted asterisk Jacob style.
Thank you. Thank you. It will not be on exact.
No, not that we.
I always
Even
put
if you
twists on
tried,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Good in a good way. Good way. A nice twist, lemon twist to finish. So yeah, join us for that, and we are prepping a DC20 campaign. It's going to be
For
awesome.
the fall, yes.
If you become a part of the Evergrowing Forest known as Avenue Studios by joining our Locals or Patreon community, you can help us with, we're going to put out some polls to help Jacob hone in on what we want to do for that campaign. So our supporters help us build it, and then Chet will be involved in the game to some extent. And if you guys watch our videos, we're really close to unlocking super chats and memberships. So watch our videos because we would love to do some special stuff if we unlock super chats for the Saturday, August 3rd one shot. I would love to see that happen. Because then you could cause all kinds of chaos through Rumble rants and super chats in the Hunted one shot. Because Jake doesn't have enough trouble to deal with. Sorry, buddy. However,
I'm looking
you
forward to
can
it.
also buy him gifts. You can buy the Game Master or the player's gift.
Aha!
So,
I would love that.
It
Buy
gets
me.
fun.
Buy me dice. No, I'm just kidding. Buy
So-
me dice to throw at my players.
yes. I think that's it. We got a lot of stuff coming up in September and October with Wes from DM Tales, Scrap from Squirrel Plays, Grimwood Games. Check them all out. Of course, Adam from Lena, Planar Crossroads, a long friend, and Dungeon Coach. And down the road, Roll for Combat's Eldamon. We will be doing a campaign. Gotta catch them all. Check the links in the description below for the sound, music, and ambience that we use. Thank you so much for joining the adventure. We will see you next time. Clink and drink.
Oh, yeah.
One
Yeah,
last time.
one
To
last
Druid's
time.
Table.
To Druid's
Play
Table.
and drink. School.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. I don't think so.